Hi, everybody. This is Teri Lindeberg here with episode 9 of my series where I detail all of my spiritual experiences that I've had since 2019, but then later I'll go back and go into some early life stuff. But most of my kind of awakening and spiritual stuff has happened after 2019. Sorry, I'm turning off my ringer, getting all set. I don't have a tripod. I don't know where I put it before I went on my little adventure vacation to Sedona, and now I'm back and can't find anything. So I'm just holding my phone, so bear with me. So episode 9, let's get right to it. Okay, I thought episode 9 was going to be about a very difficult experience that I had that turned into something amazing. But I realized yesterday when I was thinking about it that actually I had 2 more that come before that. So in the timeline. So I'm trying to stick to the timeline a little bit, although it doesn't really matter, to be honest. And maybe, too, I'm just putting that off again a little bit more because it's a tough one for me to talk about because I tend to break down as I'm talking about it. So anyways, and I'm hopefully I won't, but I probably will because I'm an emotional person. Okay, so let's do the next one. And I might combine it into 2. To do 2 experiences in this video because they're both interesting and they kind of coordinate a little bit. So okay, so this was, I'm thinking 2023, maybe Thanksgiving. It started at Thanksgiving 2023 or 2022. I'm not sure, to be honest. I can't exactly remember that. Doesn't matter because it really doesn't matter. Okay. So I go to my brother's house on a road trip with my kids, and I think my boyfriend, maybe my ex too, was there. I can't remember. All of us. We all get along, by the way. So I'm all about everything working out well and everyone being friendly. And we are. We all get along great. So we go to my brother's. Well, I have 3 brothers. We go to one of my brother's places for Thanksgiving. And we have a great time as always. And if you all are awake, for those of you that are awake, you may have been following things back then as we still are today. That's always saying prepare for the big event, prepare for the big change, which I do think we all still keep saying this. We do think it's coming, but we're still not there yet. Little things are happening though. We can watch that, if you really follow things. Things are falling into place very slowly, putting our slow time, putting it into, everything's in divine order. Everything's being put into place. But back then, right, we thought it was going to be tomorrow and we were all excited and all this stuff. So we prepped, right? And part of prepping was always carry cash on you, right? Wherever you went, just in case the gas stations, you would have to pay in cash, or, the banks went down, or you couldn't go to the grocery store and use your car. The cards wouldn't work. So cash, you were always told to carry plenty of cash, carry cash. And so on this trip, I put a wad of cash into my purse, which is kind of like a little briefcase type purse, into a zipper pocket that's kind of deep, in there. So I had put it in there and I just carry it everywhere I go. So if I'm driving on that 8-hour drive, if I go to the gas station or the bathroom, I carry it in with me, of course. I don't just leave it anywhere. So, and it was a few $1,000s, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so we go for Thanksgiving. So we get to my brother's house. I put this in his dining room when we first get there because we're not settled in yet. We're not in our, bedroom, whatever. We're just all hanging out. It's a lot of fun. We all get along so well. So probably later on that night, I moved it up to the bedroom that I was staying in. And then we just proceeded to have a great weekend, Then went home. And when I got home, I was putting away all my stuff and went through that purse, and the money was gone. And I was like, okay, where is it? And searched the whole thing. I knew where I put it. I knew I put it in that deep zipper pocket, hands all down there. I must have checked that bag 20 times at various times because I was starting to freak out. Because it was a decent amount of money, And then I started thinking, thinking back to the house, thinking back to the trip, every single place I went, what did I do with it, the whole thing. And, I hated to do this, but I did ask my boys, who were then probably in high school, middle school type situation. I said, did you guys nip into that? Did you take that? And of course, they probably would have, if anything, just, snuck out 100, right? But no, they were like, no. And of course I was like, I know they didn't do it. I don't even know why I asked, but I had to ask anyway. So I did. And then I did say to my boyfriend, did you, even though I knew he wouldn't do it either because he has a good job. Like what, so I was just like, okay. And I did ask, no was the answer. Okay. So then I was just distraught. Like what? Oh my God, I can't have lost that because I need that, right? It's not like, it was a lot. So of course, when I collected myself after probably several days, I started to talk to God, right? As I do, and say, please, called them all in. For me, over different periods, I keep bringing in the more people I talk to, the more of their beliefs I bring into mine, and I just cover them all. That's what I do, just to cover everything. I don't, disregard what anybody says and what their beliefs are. I just think we're all here, and we all kind of have the same. It all comes back to the same thing. So, but I talk to God and I say, listen. I go through the whole story with him. Then I said, listen, if you could please show me where it is. Show me where this money is, or bring it back to me, or let me see where it is in a vision or in a dream, or, anything. And so I just waited, and I said, I'll just wait. And I did. I waited patiently. And then nothing really happened. And then 3 months later, I had a problem with my driver's license, and I had to I think it got stolen or lost, or I'm not really sure, but I had to get a new one. And this was a time, as you remember, when all these agencies weren't really working well, and it was just a mess. So I had to go to some way other town to go get this thing for some reason. And when I got there, when I finally got in to see the guy, because like everyone was there, because this is the only place in the area that was working. And when I got to see the guy, he said, okay, I have faxed everything down to Raleigh. I think it was Raleigh where they do these things. I'm in North Carolina. And so now we just have to wait. But I can tell you right now, it could be days. The way these people work, it could be days. And I said, oh, okay. So, and he goes, just go home. I'll call you back when it's in, and then you just come back and get it. And I said, oh, okay. All right. So I get back in the car, I drive over the mountain, and as I'm coming down the mountain, I get a call from him, and I pick it up. I usually screen calls, but I pick it up, and he says, hey, it's me. It came back. They faxed it all back. So you're good to go if you want to come back. And I said, okay, I'll come back. Turned around, went back over the mountain, went in to see him, and he was with someone. He said, he kind of motioned to just sit in the waiting room, which was packed. And so, okay, I went back, sat in the waiting room, and I'm sitting there, and I don't know what made me do this, but I just checked my purse and put my hand down that pocket, and all of the money was there. All of it. And at first I felt it and I was like, and then I looked in and saw it all there, that big wad. And then I just was in shock and was so I was so happy. I think I was even laughing out loud a little bit. I was so incredibly shocked that it was back. And how does that happen? I mean, I was just, all of it was there. And I can't tell you what that feeling is like. And so for me, so at that point, I was just getting the money back. And I was just saying like, thank you, God. Thank you so much. Thank you for thank you for bringing that back to me. Then I went in, finally called in, got my thing, left, got in the car, and again, thanked again, started talking to God. And then the whole drive home, I was processing, right? And what happened? How did I get that back? And basically, I was just thinking, like, now this is my thoughts at the time, right? I've evolved since then. This is like 3-4 years ago. So at the time, I was just thanking God, like, how can that be? Like, I mean, of course it can be. He's our creator. He can do anything. So the lessons, everything for me, I try to turn it into a lesson or a test. Like, what was that lesson? What was that test? So for me, I was like, okay, some of those lessons and tests there were money is the root. We all should know that money is the root kind of all evil, right? In this world that we've been in. And maybe it was a test to see how I was going to handle that. Was I going to totally freak out, or did I think of that? And I did think of that. Do I need this money? Of course I need it. Of course I do. But can I survive without it? Yes, I can. I did. And I was fine. But also that God's, our Creator's power, that anything can be taken away from us at any time. We shouldn't take anything that we have for granted. Nothing, and we should always be grateful, and we should always just be calm. So, I just do believe those things are tests. Like, how did I handle that? And maybe what did I think of it once it came back? Like, what was that? How was I going to handle that? So, and then also, I mean, I didn't think that then. That's what I thought then. Other people have brought into my thinking the possibility that there's other versions of us on other timelines. Like, timelines are a thing. So could that have also been me in a future timeline? Playing with me in this timeline a little bit, giving me a test, showing me what is capable in other timelines in the future. Can we do things like this? Can things appear and disappear? Will money be as important in future timelines, whether we have it or not? So that's also just another, I don't know. I mean, none of us really know that are here. I mean, I've never met someone who's that in touch with their future timelines, that they know every little answer to this life we live in. So I don't know. They're just things that I ponder. But anyways, how cool is that, right? Have you ever had that happen to you, where something was just taken from you and then it was given back, as a lesson or something to learn from, or just, I don't know, maybe even just a game even, I don't know. So that was really neat. Now, and I think that's all I have to say about that. I did, though, have 6 months later, I was talking to a friend of mine. We were catching up, and he told me that we hadn't talked in quite a while. And he told me that I told him the story. I said, I've got to tell you this story. And then he said to me, I can't believe you're telling me that story, because I had something very similar happen to me at the same time. And I said, what was that? And he said he lost his earbuds in a place that he had traveled to. He had left them, he thought, in that restaurant bar. And he knew he left them there. He couldn't find them there. The owner that he knew couldn't find them anywhere, searched for him even when he was back home. And he just was pissed because they were nice earbuds, expensive, and he knew he just couldn't get over it. And then like several weeks later, he found them in the same exact backpack that he searched 5 million times for them, couldn't find them, and there they were. So fascinating. Anyway, so that was really neat. Okay, so that's what I have to say on that one. Now let's talk about another one that is somewhat similar in a way, just in the wildness of life sometimes. So, okay, this one happened one morning, I can't remember. I was in my bathroom. Okay, this is kind of gross, but it is what it is, life. So I have, you know how some people have like hair? I don't have any hair on my face at all, but I do have one little hair that's like under here, like under my chin. And sometimes just one, and that's the only one. If it comes out, I like pull it out, but it's just one on my entire thing. Okay, so I don't like talking about these things. So usually I, yank it out, especially if I feel it, right? I can feel it, or if I can see it, even worse. But if I just pull it out. So one day I went in, I could feel it, and when you pull it out with a tweezer, it hurts, right? Because it's really in there. It actually hurts. So one day I'm in the bathroom and I feel this, this thing is kind of fun. You play with it because it's actually you can just feel it's like a heart. So anyway, I was in the bathroom in front of this little mirror that I have. I think I had the mirror there, but I wasn't really looking at it. I was just kind of feeling, or maybe I hadn't put the mirror there yet. I was just looking out the window because I like to put the mirror in the window because it really shines on it bright and it's easy to get it. Okay. So I didn't have the mirror there yet. It was just looking out the window in the bathroom. And all of a sudden, this little hair starts to dance in front of my face. Like that. Just alone, floating in the air, just dancing. I'm looking right at it. I see that it's just like the hair in my chin, and I'm like, and it's not just like, it's dancing, okay? It's not just like a piece of dust floating in the air or something. It's dancing. It's like dancing in front of my face in a line. It's like going from one side to the other, slowly dancing. So I totally notice it. I'm totally watching it, going like, what the... just in shock watching this thing. And then it just drops to the floor. I watch it. It just stops. It just right down. And then I look down on the floor to find it. I find it. I know what it is. I go touch my chin. It's not there anymore. I knew it. I mean, I knew from what it was. I knew what was happening. So I really didn't even need to touch my chin. But of course I did, just to validate, was I correct? Was that the freaking hair in my chin? There's no chin. There was no pain in it. Usually when I pull it out, there's a pain. There's no pain. There was no pain. So how did that... okay. Is it God? I mean, I play tennis. I used to play quite a lot. I used to always call God down when I wanted to play. And I just thought he loved it because we'd play great and play funky tennis, and I just, whatever I asked for, it seemed to happen. So is it God playing, who did that, who wanted to have fun in a way to show me again, our Creator can do anything at any time that He wants. Funny, light, and also just show the power. I can pull that out without pain. With you, it's pain. You in the 3D, or I can do it and show you. We can do anything. We have the power to do anything, and maybe you have the power to do anything. Now, other people, I've not had this quantified yet. I have people who I can ask things to. I mean, I could probably do it myself, but I'm just where I'm at, right? I sometimes like other people to do it, and I know them. They have amazing abilities. So, but I have not ever asked about these two issues, these two things yet. Who exactly was it? Sometimes I like to ask. Was it me in another timeline? Was it me, my higher self doing it? Just playing games on the 3D me? Is there a version of us that's like a higher density version kind of thing and one that's lower and they play with each other? I don't know. Is it God? Is it our Creator? Is it us in another timeline? Is it one of our guardians, our angels? Is it if there's galactic family, is it someone from there? Do we know? But these things can happen even here in our world, which is the most incredible thing. And I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know why I'm so blessed with these things. Maybe they're just trying to keep me entertained while I'm going through this to help me get through to the point we're trying to all get to, right? To whatever this shift is. I don't know. But it's really neat. These experiences, have you had any of these? Anyone that's out there, please comment or let's chat about them, share them and for people that haven't had them yet, just know that you could and what they're like, what they are. It's just, sorry, my hair's a mess. I haven't even taken a shower today, but whatever. Whatever. I'll take it later. It's hot. I'm still going to go outside for a walk. So anyway, probably shouldn't admit those things. Oh, who cares? Okay, that is episode 9. I'm back doing them. Hopefully tomorrow's will be a little more calm. I have to think I might be ready for the big one tomorrow, so we'll see. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you tomorrow.